lads and lasses, my name is Jack, also known as the Casual Dev. In today's video, I'm going to be creating a kill script, or a lava brick, or that one obstacle on an obby that every obby has. I'm going to be showcasing two methods in today's video. The first one is going to be the old school method of having a script inside the part, and the second method is going to be using more modern features like collection service, so that you don't have to rewrite the script every time you want to have a kill brick in the game. So let's get started with the first one. Now, to be able to do this, you're going to need a part and a script. Absolutely game-changing stuff right here. There are you can have more than just a part. You should be able to put inside of meshes and probably just parts from meshes. There's probably a list somewhere that will showcase which objects can have touched events. If not, I will create a list and send it to Jamie so that he can put it up on the screen. And if I don't do that, yell at me in the comments, I'll probably read them. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go into our script. I've just called it killbrick because that's what it's going to do. And we're going to want to create a function. So local function. Now you can name it whatever you want. I'm just going to do onTouch because it's going to be triggered on the touched event. And now, to actually activate the function, we are going to want to bind it. So we're going to do script, which is the actual script itself, .parent, which references the part that it's in, and then .touched, which is an event, I believe it is. I forget the technical terms. We're just going to want to connect it, and then connect the onTouch event. And there you go. You have an entire system working for you. Now, when you do bind an event to a function, usually the event returns a value. And in this case, the touched event returns what it has touched. So to be able to reference that in our code, we're going to put hit. It's a common method that I find a lot of other programmers use. And you know what? I can't argue with what has worked before. Now, just for IntelliSense, we are going to make sure we reference that the hit is an instance. It could be a part, or it could be a mesh, and that's why we don't specify the exact type. But instance is usually enough for us to get the TypeScript or the IntelliSense support. So we are going to do if hit.parent find first child, which is a humanoid. So I can showcase it because I have a couple of models here on my base plate. The humanoid character is built up like so. It is a model with a bunch of different components inside of it. The humanoid stores things like health and other things. If I can find it, there it is, health. So what we're doing in this script is we're going, okay, get hit, which in this case will be any of the limbs here. Then we're looking for the parent, which is going to be the actual character itself. And then we're looking for the first child, which is a humanoid. And this basically confirms that it is a humanoid and that we can actually kill it. And then we just simply have to do hit.parent.humanoid. And then we want to do .health, if I can spell, equals 0. And this is a fairly primitive kill brick that will work. So if I just close the script here, close up this menu a little bit so it's not as full, and hit play, and just walk on to the red glowing brick of death, the player dies. And this works fairly well. But what if I want to be able to have a bunch of kill bricks? Now, sure, I could just duplicate this one kill brick and then duplicate the script inside of it, but when you duplicate a lot of scripts, it has a bunch of performance issues. So we're going to migrate to using collection service. So I've already got a script here in script service. You can probably store this script in workspace, and you should be able to store it in replicator storage. But I recommend doing script service because by name, by title, by function. And the first thing we're going to have to require is the collection service. So I'm just going to do CS for now, and then equals game get service collection service. I recommend using the full name. It's a good practice in coding to use a full descriptive name. I'm just not very good at spelling, which is why I call the function first and then just copy and paste the name of the service. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have a for loop. So for underscore. This is the index, but we don't need to use the index in this case. So we're just throwing it away. It's not important to us. And we're going to do object. Now, like I said, you can tag multiple things with, or you can use untouched with a bunch of different variables, but for simplicity's sake, I'm going to specify that this is a part. I think it's a part. And then we do in collection service get tagged. And I think for this example, I'm just going to call it kill brick. So kill brick. And now what we have to do is we have to create the same kill function. So local function on touch. And same case as last time, we're going to want to do hit and just put instance again, because we don't know what script is hit. We just know it is a thing and it is most likely a instance. What we can do now is we can do object dot touched connect. And I'm hoping I spelled this correct, because if I don't, that's going to be really, really embarrassing. I don't know why it freaks out a little bit when I do it like this, but it does. And we're just going to have to suck it up. Now, another method that I want to introduce is we're going to actually use a function from the players service. So we're going to have to get that players. And instead of running through and checking for a humanoid, we can just simply do if players get player from character. So the reason why you might use this over looking for the humanoid itself is this confirms that what you're damaging is going to be a player. So if you're using humanoids like NPCs, for example, and you don't want them to be killed by your kill bricks, you would want to use this instead. Because it's just how it is. So I'm going to do hit.parent. We're going to pass the hit.parent into here, which, as we already went through, hit.parent would be limb and then the parent of that limb. And then there are two things. I'm going to check for a humanoid because it's good to have extra steps to make sure that everything works. It's safety. I usually program in Rust. I'm not a big Lua programmer anymore. I usually program Rust. So making sure that everything works is kind of a big part. So if I do hit.parent, and then we simply do hit.parent.health. Oh shit. Equals 0. And this is going to have the exact same functionality as this. But the difference is I can create just a new part. In fact, let's create multiple new parts. You alright, buddy? Now if we select all these parts here, and now you can use a plugin, but Roblox does provide its own tag editor now. So you can go into the view section and go to tag editor. You can create a new tag, and we call ours kill brick. Then select. And if you want to view it, you can go to world view, turn that on, and you'll see that these blocks here are all tagged with kill brick. If we press play, I've put an extra N. I was really worried for a second. So now if we walk on any of these bricks, they should kill us. And just like that, you have found 2 ways of creating a kill brick. I don't have an outro, so like, subscribe, join the Discord server to get access to cool channels. If you're looking for employment or looking for someone to do programming or building or stuff like that. Look, I'm not good at this, guys. Give me some slack.